All right, so Bubba, I know that when we left you yesterday, we had an attempt again to try to find why water keeps coming through your light fixtures and your speakers. And
it's not good.
Rick, being a highly trained broadcast engineer, water dripping out of a light bulb is not something that we promote. I think we finally found it yesterday. We did last time. We thought maybe it's this valve. We couldn't really get it dialed in. Apparently, the ice machine had been cut off. The ice maker had been cut off before, so it wasn't leaking. So when we were looking for the leak, we couldn't find it. But if you cut it on, hey, she'll throw water out. I mean, just squirt. It looks like it was taking a leak.
Oh,
wow. Really?
Oh, yeah. After it cuts the water on and off, it sends it over to, where it goes out into the ice maker, and that little pipe, just a tiny little plastic pipe, had popped off the fitting.
And it would just...
Hate to bring this up again, but this is never anything with any form of ice maker. And
ice makers are killers, man. They are.
They are.
Of all type. The kind in your refrigerator, the independent kind. Yeah. Always something.
Sometimes you just want to go back to the trays, fill them up, put them in there, and crack them.
Yeah, I know it. You remember those days? Pull the lever up, crack them loose.
No, we never had that kind of money. We had the kind you had to twist.
You didn't have the ones with the metal in it?
No, we didn't have.
And what if you didn't fill them up?
Hey, if you were the last one to use them and didn't fill them up,
that happens a lot.
Oh, baby.
Well, and two, the problem when you fill them up, you're more apt to spill it. And you'd take a half step or somebody, something not be just right, and you'd throw half of it and flow. See, I remember those days. Not everybody remembers.
Or what about when you like you say you didn't? Yeah, you would be a piece of ice this thin because you halfway did.
Yeah, you didn't fill it up. I think the same mentality of not filling up the ice trays was that same mentality of I won't quite drink the last bit of milk or the last bit of tea or the last bit of whatever's in the refrigerator, because then I've got to make more. I've got to fill it back up. I'll always leave just a little bit in there.
Just a little.
So whoever comes up next is the one's going to do it.
So, but y'all remember that? Y'all remember those trays where you'd fill the water and it had that lever? And I think you pulled it up and it would crack everything loose.
We never had those. Ours was always the plastic.
Yeah, well, we had money. Really.
Yeah, I knew. Y'all had a little more money. Government job.
Whenever I would go over to a friend's house, I would see those.
Non-appropriated funds.
Right.
You had to generate your own.
But, boy, I can remember if Mama came in there and those ice trays were sitting over there with no water in
I know.
and all of a sudden everybody getting ready for dinner and you forgot to fill them back up.
God, I'm gonna take you. I know. It sounds
that
like
just made me scared.
It sounds like the old guys telling stories, but
well, you know why? Because that's what we are.
There it is. Bro.
Listen, I remember my grandparents had a room that was an ice room, and a guy brought a big block of ice in on hooks and put it in that room, and they'd go in there and chisel it off when they wanted it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I've heard them talk about the old ice box refrigerators. They put the big.
Yeah,
like
well, this was a room.
The Iceman, he would put in the top of it.
Yeah. It was a room with a drain on it, and they'd go in there and chisel that stuff off, and what was melting would run out.
Yeah, I don't think I remember. I mean,
that was at my grandparents.
Yeah, well, like I say, that would have been probably our great grandparents.
They show up with a big block of ice.
Yeah, with those big tongs, and I mean they'd bring it in there like a, it was like a.
How'd they do it again?
It was heavy. They'd struggle.
It was an ice business.
Everybody, get out of the way. Get out. Hold the door for the ice man.
Hold the door. Here comes the ice man.
Hold the door.
It's dripping.
I remember the milkman, but never saw the ice man.
Charlie Chips.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, but I do remember, like Greg's talking
I was just a little tight.
The first version.
You know how I remember stuff back then, Greg. A lot better than I can yesterday.
That's a good point.
The first version of a what they called an ice chest or refrigerator was metal, and they would bring that block of ice, set it up on the top, and then everything you put in there would keep it cool.
And you would chip off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't live that. I've just
I
remember getting a drink. You have to chip your ice off, and they'd put it in there, old chunks, weird looking shapes and stuff.
I never had to deal with that.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite. It was half of one of those.
But I've heard of it.
I mean, it was a load for that guy bringing it in. Everybody held doors open. You had one coming in the house, one going to that room, one to the ice box. They called it an ice box or something.
Yeah. No, you're right. It was something like that. And then the. But I do remember Milkman with the glass bottles at the outside. I remember that, and the little metal thing that they would put them in.
Put them in a little carrier.
Yeah, and boiled chocolate milk.
When I was there, and I'd get that orange in the summer or spring break, that orangeade or the chocolate milk.
Oh, let me tell you, when they brought.
How about you used to have a guy bring chips to the house?
Yeah,
Charlie Chips.
Yeah, big truck pull up and bring that big.
And by the way, that thing made the best snare drum.
Oh,
you could throw a chain in the bottom, put paper in it, and it was an awesome snare drum.
If you
was multi-use.
If you think about it, with the Milkman, the Chip Man, the Iceman back. We were way ahead on e-commerce.
Now we're coming back to it.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
Hey, the garbage man would even walk the can around.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll start that back.
But e-commerce is nothing new. We're just ordering it on computer. We used to have stuff brought to the house all the time.
Charles Chip.
Rick, this is what's funny. If you stand back and look at it far enough, everything just repeats itself.
It does.
You know, everything was at home for a while. You had the doctor came to your house, the chip guy came to your house, the
Avon
ice
lady,
man, the milkman, the Avon, everybody.
You remember the Avon
Then
lady?
we all went to stores. Now we're moving back to everybody come to your house.
Yeah, that's true.
Solomon said it best. Nothing's new under the sun.
Nope.
It's all been done.
I kind of hate the Charlie Chip man that played out.
Because you got to know your Charlie Chip guy. You
Yeah.
speak to him when he come up. Hey, Chip Man's here.
Yeah.
I mean, we had 12 people come to our house every week.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a party.
You know kind of like now.
That's how you got the news.
Yeah.
Hey, did y'all hear about that?
Well, so and so ain't doing too good. I was a kid.
Back in the day. Well, let me tell you, Sonny.
Ain't like it is today.
I remember you had to get up and change the channel.